G'day. Welcome to the Essential Oil Science Series, video number 3, From Skin to Blood. I'm sitting atop a hill overlooking Perth City. It's just a little dot in the background there, you probably can't see it. But it's a lovely little city. If you get a chance, come and check it out if you're not here already. So I'm going to go over last week's experiment, then I'm going to present a new experiment where we'll be looking at how quickly oils get into the brain. Brilliant question, hey? But before I do, I'll do another chemistry tidbit, as I did last week. So a friend of mine visited from the EOSS yesterday and gave me a drink of rosemary tea. We just took a twig of rosemary, stuck it in some just boiled water, and all this oil floated to the top surface. You should try it for yourself. It's great to see these oils. So these have come from the surface of the underside of the rosemary leaf, and give this tea a beautiful flavor. I recommend it, especially with a little bit of honey. Fantastic. So the main constituent in that oil is this little guy here, actually. Let me zoom up a tad. And once again, this is monoterpene. You can count for yourself. Well, let's do some counting together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 carbons there, making it a monoterpene. And then it's got this oxygen right here. This is actually attached to this carbon and this carbon. So this kind of hugs that oxygen. So this guy, his name is 1,8 Cineole, and it's otherwise known as eucalyptol. It was named that because it's also the main constituent in eucalyptus oil, believe it or not. So rosemary and eucalyptus have the same major constituent. This ending is the correct ending because this is not an alcohol, as the OL would suggest, but it's an ether. So ethers have their oxygens in the middle of a carbon chain. So let's take a look at last week's experiment. It was an exciting one. You took your hand and chose an area and added a drop of oil to that area and rubbed it in, and you saw whether it affected how quickly blood returns to that area when you press on it. And I think what we saw all around was that if you use an astringent oil such as cypress or black pepper or lemon or something like that, the speed at which the blood returns to that area is higher than the speed before you put the oil on. So that's impressive, but what's even more impressive is that it happens so quickly. So how quickly does an essential oil get from the skin to the blood? Well, this simple demonstration seems to indicate that it can occur within less than 30 seconds. Which is quite impressive. So add an oil to the surface of your skin, and it's fairly thick skin on the back of our hands, believe it or not, thicker than in many other places in our body, and it can get through that in less than 30 seconds. So that's the take-home message of last week's experiment, and this is a simple demonstration you could do with people in a class even, because it doesn't take that long just to demonstrate how quickly oils get through the skin. Okay, so next week's this experiment coming up, we're going to look at a similar question, and that is how quickly do essential oils move from skin, and I'm talking about the bottom of the feet here, to the brain. And isn't that a fascinating question? So I think I've found experiment, and once again, this is like last week's. This is one that I've kind of stumbled across after trying many different things. I think I found an experiment that demonstrates it can happen quite quickly. So here's the experiment. I'd like you to try it out. Tell me your results. If you don't get any result at all, I want to hear about it, just as much as if you do get a result. So you're going to, it's a really difficult experiment. It involves laying down a whole lot. So if this is you laying down on your back, looking up at the sky, if you look up at a really bright blue sky, what you'll see is little ziggly things moving around in your vision. And these, you're not going mad. This is a real thing. And you know, I don't want to go into what it is exactly, but it has to do with the blood flow in your retina. So we're going to apply some balance to the bottom of our feet and see whether that affects that squiggly pattern. So this is the basic outline. 2 minutes of just lying down on the ground. Then you apply the balance. 2 minutes lying down on the ground. Skip the balance. Just look at the ziggly things. Just look at how many there are, how much activity there is, etc., etc., etc. Then apply some balance to the bottom of your foot. Just a drop will do. Wait another 2 minutes. And then final step, sorry, I'm running out of room. Final step, check the ziggly things again and see if you notice a difference. And yeah, so basically we're checking whether balance has gotten into the retina, into the retinal blood flow, and made a difference to these ziggly things within 2 minutes. So have a go. Tell me what you find. If you find a result, then do some controls, perhaps, if you have time. Like put coconut oil on your foot instead and see whether that makes a difference. So you'd have to do a completely new run and try the same thing but with coconut oil, just to make sure that the effect you're seeing is a result of the balance oil. So yeah, that's my experiment. Have fun, try it out, look forward to hearing your results. Thanks, bye.